As we grow older, relationships, like everything else in life, evolve. The love that once felt spontaneous and intense may take on a different form, one that requires more effort, understanding, and patience. But that doesn't mean the fire has to die. In fact, many couples over 50 find that their relationship becomes even stronger, more meaningful, and more fulfilling as the years pass. So why do some couples grow closer with age while others drift apart? In this exploration of love, intimacy, and connection, we'll examine the powerful changes that occur as we age and how men over 50 can navigate this exciting chapter of their relationship. From emotional intimacy to physical changes, there are many ways you can enhance your bond with your partner in this new phase of life. The true nature of intimacy. It's about emotional connection. When we're younger, intimacy is often driven by physical attraction and passion. In our 20s and 30s, the thrill of youthful desire can feel all-consuming, spontaneous, impulsive, and intense. Physical closeness is the focal point, and we often view it as the defining feature of intimacy. However, as we enter our 50s and beyond, the nature of intimacy shifts dramatically. The passion is still there, but it begins to expand beyond the physical. Intimacy evolves to include emotional connection, intellectual compatibility, and shared understanding. In this stage of life, many women, too, find themselves craving something deeper than fleeting physical desire. They long for emotional closeness, a partner who listens with genuine attention, and the comfort of knowing they are understood. Women in this phase are looking for companionship, the kind that transcends a momentary physical thrill, instead offering the steady warmth of partnership. This is where emotional intimacy becomes crucial. It's no longer about just sharing a bed, but about sharing thoughts, dreams, and vulnerabilities. A simple touch on the shoulder, a long hug that lasts just a little longer than usual, or a gaze that speaks volumes. These gestures take on a meaning that words cannot fully describe. What was once merely the physical act of intimacy becomes an intricate dance of emotional exchange. Embracing the physical changes that come with age. As we age, our bodies naturally undergo changes. Hormones fluctuate, physical vitality may decrease, and energy levels shift. These changes can challenge us and, at times, leave us feeling less confident or secure in our relationships. But here's the thing: desire doesn't vanish with age, it transforms. The challenge is in learning how to embrace these changes, adapt to new dynamics, and deepen your connection in ways that honor both physical and emotional needs. The misconception that aging means the end of physical desire is one that must be debunked. True, the rapid-fire intensity of youth may subside, but intimacy takes on a different, richer quality. It's about discovering new ways to connect with your partner, ways that go beyond the superficial and tap into the heart of what makes a relationship meaningful. Understanding these changes requires patience, empathy, and open communication. Rather than seeing the evolution of desire as something to fear, view it as an opportunity to explore new dimensions of closeness. You may not engage in physical intimacy the way you once did, but that doesn't mean you can't experience moments of profound connection. These moments become more precious as they speak to the depth of the bond you've built over time. Confidence, a powerful aphrodisiac at any age. Confidence, often touted as the key to attraction, becomes even more powerful in later years. As the physical changes of aging begin to surface, whether in the form of graying hair, wrinkles, or changes in body shape, many men might feel a dip in self-esteem. It's easy to think that physical appearance is what matters most. But here's the truth: what truly captivates a partner is not how you look on the outside, but how you carry yourself on the inside. Self-confidence, expressed through a warm smile, steady eye contact, and a caring touch, can reignite the spark in your relationship. The key is recognizing that confidence doesn't depend on being youthful or perfect. It stems from self-acceptance and the knowledge that true beauty radiates from within. When you embrace who you are, flaws and all, you create a sense of trust and security that is incredibly attractive. What often gets overlooked, though, is that confidence doesn't just benefit you, it benefits your partner as well. Confidence creates an emotional space in which your partner feels seen, heard, and respected. This mutual respect builds a foundation for deeper connection, fostering intimacy that is rooted in emotional safety and trust. The importance of open and honest communication. In earlier years, many of us were taught to handle issues in silence. Men, in particular, were often conditioned to believe that vulnerability was a weakness, that talking about emotions or discussing relationship difficulties was a sign of fragility. But as we mature, we come to understand that true intimacy can only flourish when there is an open, honest exchange of thoughts and feelings. The need for transparency and vulnerability in communication becomes increasingly important as we grow older. By embracing vulnerability and showing your partner your true self, flaws, fears, desires, and all, you open the door to a deeper, more fulfilling connection. With each honest conversation, trust is reinforced and emotional intimacy deepens. When discussing intimacy at this stage, it's vital to talk openly about physical desires, fears, insecurities, and evolving expectations. Whether it's expressing your changing needs in the bedroom or discussing how you both envision the future, these conversations allow both partners to feel safe in the relationship. This safety fosters a sense of closeness that physical intimacy alone can't provide. The art of listening, more than just words. While talking is important, listening is just as crucial to maintaining a healthy relationship. Many men have been conditioned to feel as though they need to have all the answers or fix every problem their partner presents. However, in reality, what often matters most is not the solution, but the act of listening with full attention. Listening without interruption is a powerful form of emotional intimacy. It demonstrates that you value your partner's thoughts, feelings, and perspectives. Sometimes your partner simply needs to be heard, not fixed. When you listen without judgment, you create a space in which your partner feels understood, which strengthens the emotional bond. Being truly present in a conversation, putting down distractions, making eye contact, and showing empathy can turn even a simple chat into a profound exchange. This kind of listening fosters respect, mutual understanding, and a deeper emotional connection, which in turn nurtures the physical connection. Spontaneity and adventure. Keeping the spark alive. As time goes on, routines naturally begin to settle into daily life. What once felt spontaneous, surprise weekend getaways, impromptu date nights, or spontaneous adventures, can start to feel like a distant memory. But the beauty of life in your 50s and beyond is that you have the wisdom and freedom to reignite that spontaneity. Spontaneity is not about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about rediscovering the little things that bring excitement to your relationship. Try introducing small surprises into your daily life. A surprise dinner, an unexpected trip to the park, or a spontaneous act of affection. These moments, though simple, remind both partners that life together can still be full of joy and wonder. By planning small adventures, whether it's picking up a new hobby, taking a dance class together, or even trying a new recipe at home, you invite new experiences into your relationship. This adventure doesn't have to be about extreme activities or grand gestures. It's about embracing the joy of discovering new things together and finding new ways to enjoy each other's company. The beauty of quality over quantity. One of the most important lessons in relationships as we age is the value of quality over quantity. This applies to many aspects of life, but especially when it comes to intimacy. In our younger years, we often measure intimacy by frequency, how often we are physically close. But as we get older, we begin to understand that the depth of connection is far more important than how many times we engage in physical intimacy. Quality moments, shared understanding, and genuine affection become the true markers of intimacy. Embrace this new phase with a focus on creating meaningful, heartfelt moments with your partner. Whether it's sharing a quiet evening at home or having deep conversations about life, these moments bring a sense of fulfillment that lasts far longer than a fleeting physical encounter. Adapting to new pleasures and desires. As physical intimacy evolves, so too does the experience of pleasure. For many men, the natural decline in physical stamina or performance may feel challenging. However, this is an opportunity to explore new dimensions of connection and satisfaction that go beyond physical prowess. Intimacy at this stage can be about discovering new ways to pleasure and be pleased. Whether it's through gentle touch, mutual care, or exploring emotional connection in more profound ways. Opening up to these new forms of pleasure can deepen the bond between partners and enhance the sense of intimacy that transcends the purely physical. The power of connection. In later years. As we grow older, relationships have the potential to become richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. True intimacy goes beyond physical attraction. It's about understanding each other, embracing the changes life brings, and celebrating the beauty of emotional connection. By focusing on communication, confidence, spontaneity, and adapting to new pleasures, you can create a bond with your partner that feels even more meaningful than it did in your younger years. The power of spontaneity and simple gestures in relationships. Relationships can sometimes fall into predictable rhythms, especially after many years of shared experiences. While routines offer comfort and stability, they can also lead to a sense of monotony, an unspoken feeling that everything has already been said or done. It's easy to forget that love doesn't have to be bound by structure and familiarity. In fact, one of the most powerful ways to reignite the connection between partners, especially as time passes, is by embracing spontaneity. This doesn't mean you need to plan grand, expensive adventures every weekend, but rather focus on the simple, unexpected moments that bring joy and excitement back into everyday life. Small acts of spontaneity, whether it's signing up for a cooking class, dancing in the living room to your favorite song, or taking an impromptu road trip, have the ability to create memorable experiences that not only add fun but also strengthen your bond. These activities open the door to experiences that allow you both to step outside the comfort zone of your daily routine and embrace a spirit of adventure and curiosity. What makes them special is that they are done in the spirit of togetherness and discovery, which naturally nurtures intimacy and deepens the relationship. Imagine a quiet evening where, instead of your usual routine, you both decide to cook dinner together, something neither of you has ever tried before, like homemade sushi or a new dessert recipe. As you work side by side, laughing at the messes you make and learning together, the simple act of engaging in a shared task can transform an ordinary night into a beautiful moment of connection. These moments allow you to rediscover not just each other, but the joy of being with someone who is willing to try new things with you, even when the outcome is uncertain. Building a deeper sense of togetherness. Spontaneity is not about the complexity or grandeur of the gesture. It's about the underlying intent. By embracing new experiences together, you are signaling to your partner that you still find them interesting, exciting, and worthy of your time and energy. These spontaneous adventures build a sense of togetherness that defies the passage of time. They serve as reminders that love can evolve and grow stronger, no matter how many years you've been together. They reinforce the idea that both partners are not just coexisting, but are actively investing in each other and in the relationship. It's also important to remember that love isn't always about making grand gestures or elaborate plans. Some of the most meaningful moments come in the form of small, simple acts. In fact, these little gestures often carry more emotional weight than any big surprise. Consider bringing her favorite flowers home on an ordinary Tuesday, suggesting a walk in the park at sunset, or leaving a heartfelt note in her book for her to find. Each of these acts communicates more than just affection. It says, "I see you, I'm thinking of you, I still care." These small expressions are gifts that convey love, attention, and thoughtfulness. In many ways, it is these tiny, unexpected acts of kindness that keep the connection vibrant and alive, especially in long-term relationships. Turning everyday life into something extraordinary. The beauty of these spontaneous moments is that they can transform even the most mundane days into something extraordinary. A simple sunset walk, for example, can become a shared experience that you both cherish and look back on fondly. In these moments, you're both actively choosing to step away from the ordinary and create something meaningful together. It's a recognition that love doesn't need to be routine or predictable. It can be infused with fresh energy, just as it was in the early days of the relationship. In fact, these little surprises and gestures are often the moments that truly define the depth of your connection. They are tangible reminders that, no matter how much time has passed, you are still discovering each other and appreciating the unique qualities that made you fall in love in the first place. Whether it's taking an unplanned trip to a nearby town or simply surprising each other with breakfast in bed, these small acts create new memories and new reasons to be grateful for the person by your side. The role of humor and playfulness in building intimacy. Laughter is another powerful tool in maintaining a close, loving relationship. Humor, often overlooked as a simple source of entertainment, is actually one of the most profound ways to foster intimacy between partners. Shared laughter breaks down barriers, lightens the mood, and allows both people to let down their guard. Laughter signals trust and emotional safety, and when partners can laugh together, they are more likely to feel relaxed, happy, and connected. Think about a spontaneous game night that evolves into hours of playful banter, or a road trip where you both sing along to your favorite songs, forgetting the world around you. Even something as simple as a cooking experiment gone comically wrong can turn into an unforgettable moment that deepens the relationship. These lighthearted experiences remind both of you that, even after years of being together, there is always room for joy, silliness, and fun. They serve as a reminder that a successful relationship isn't solely built on serious conversations or grand romantic gestures. It thrives on shared humor, mutual respect, and the ability to play together. Avoiding the trap of routine. While routine can provide a sense of stability, too much predictability can stifle the emotional energy of a relationship. Over time, routine can inadvertently lead to a sense of complacency, where both partners start to feel as though they know everything about each other. This sense of certainty can slowly chip away at the excitement and passion that once made the relationship feel special. The key to keeping a relationship fresh and engaging is to recognize when the routine has started to take over and intentionally seek out moments that break that monotony. It's about finding the balance between enjoying the stability that routine provides while also fostering moments of surprise and spontaneity that reignite the spark. Spontaneity doesn't have to involve major changes or risk-taking. It's about being open to discovering new aspects of each other every day. It's about finding excitement in the little things, like sharing an unexpected kiss, planning a last-minute weekend getaway, or simply talking about your dreams and fears in a way that feels new and vulnerable. These moments of discovery allow both partners to see each other with fresh eyes and rediscover the reasons they fell in love in the first place. Rediscovering each other with fresh eyes. As time goes on, many couples stop actively seeking new things about each other. After decades of being together, it's easy to assume you know everything there is to know. However, people change, grow, and evolve throughout their lives, and so does the way they experience and express love. If you make a conscious effort to rediscover each other through moments of spontaneity, you open up a world of possibilities. You begin to see your partner not as the person you've known for years, but as someone who is continually growing and transforming, just like you. One of the most rewarding aspects of long-term relationships is that there is always more to learn, no matter how much time has passed. Embrace the opportunity to explore each other's evolving desires, interests, and perspectives. For example, if you used to have a particular hobby or activity that you did together but stopped years ago, maybe it's time to give it another try. Whether it's hiking, dancing, painting, or something else entirely, revisiting an old activity with a fresh outlook can reignite feelings of connection and excitement. The importance of small gestures. It's easy to assume that spontaneity requires elaborate plans or expensive trips, but the beauty of it lies in the simplicity of the gesture. Small, thoughtful actions are often the most meaningful because they show a deeper level of care and attention. For instance, an unplanned evening spent stargazing or a walk under the moonlight can offer an intimacy that no extravagant gift can match. The idea is not to overwhelm your partner with constant surprises, but rather to remind them that you still care about them in small, everyday ways. These gestures reflect an ongoing commitment to the relationship and to each other's happiness. By choosing to invest in these moments, you are also investing in the future of your relationship, ensuring that the love you share continues to thrive. Choosing love. Every day, spontaneity doesn't mean living on a whim or constantly seeking new thrills. It's about choosing to see each day as an opportunity to express love in unique ways. Whether it's through a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or a spontaneous adventure, the underlying principle remains the same. You are actively choosing to nurture the connection between you and your partner. By fostering an attitude of discovery, you create an environment where love can flourish even in the later stages of life. The greatest gift of spontaneity is that it nourishes intimacy, bringing a sense of joy and fulfillment that only deepens with time. Every shared adventure, every unexpected laugh, and every spontaneous act of affection strengthens the foundation of your relationship. As you continue to embrace new experiences together,